I'm such a dumb fool. Oh yeah, get up at 3 a.m. No problem. So you have time to film and get ready with me. Guess what? I got up at 3:15 a.m., which is props for that. But of course, I laid on the couch like a dumb fool and played on my phone and did my Duolingo sessions because I'm currently learning Swedish. Like I used to speak Swedish a bit, but now I want to just deepen that up so that I'm maybe like middle shore in Swedish, and I have literally no idea why, but Swedish is kind of appealing to me. So I did my lessons this morning so that the Duolingo all is not kidnapping my family because I broke my streak. And now it is after 5 a.m. and now I'm a bit in a rush, but let's do this get ready with me. So you know that I love combining videos, so we are doing a get ready with me. I pulled up a question sticker on Instagram so that you can ask some questions. And I also got a request in my first impression of the Huda Pretty Grunge to just use it again. So I thought let's use some new makeup and dip back into this beauty here, which is surprisingly better than I thought it will be. And since I'm a bit in a rush, I try to answer the questions short and precise, but let's be honest, I probably won't. So the first question is, how are you, darling? How is your mental health going these days? Thank you so much for this question, because first of all, I just want to say that I am amazed by the fact how a stranger on the internet does take more care of me and my health than people who are in my direct environment. Just want to stress that out a bit because if you don't follow me on Instagram, and I hate that term actually, but you should, I speak about mental health quite open, and I shared some stories from my mental health life because I had 2 or 3 at this point very, very serious breakdowns at work. One leading into a severe panic attack, and I just spoke about that in a more humorous way because of the reason that on that day I wore eyeliner, and one was the Charlotte Tilbury Rock and Coal one, and that held up through crying. And the other time I actually played with this new catalyst thing from Lethal Cosmetics that are like activated drops for cake liner that you usually do with water, but they say this is better. And I just had to laugh so hard that throughout this constant crying of, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours, everything was gone. The mascara was gone, the eyeshadow was smeared, the glitter was everywhere, but the fucking cake liner stayed. That bitch was still there. And even though I did this in a very humorous way and sarcastic way, kind of, because this is my coping of stuff, I do make fun of things. And so many people wrote an Instagram message being like, are you okay? Do you need somebody to talk to? Because, you know, I agree when sometimes you have a problem, and it does not have to be like a serious mental health thing, just in general, a problem, something you struggle with, a decision, whatever. Talking to a stranger about this can help because they do have a completely different perspective. They're thinking out of your box, which is great. And I want to thank you for those messages because they really, really helped me. They really, like, I'm not exaggerating, they really helped me. And the fact that you are now checking in with me is just so wonderful that, no cry. We're not crying here because I want to do makeup. Where was I? What's my next step? Oh, powdering the eyelids. So to answer your question in a very short, precise way, I'm okay. The situation kind of chilled a bit that I am currently in at work, but it's still not good. I don't know how else to answer that. In general, I think I'm okay. There are good days, there are bad days. That's completely normal. So we will see how this develops. And I have borders of my sunscreen here. The fuck. We will see where it goes and how it develops. And then maybe and hopefully in a couple weeks, Not that I've been waiting for this solution for a year. In a couple of weeks it will solve itself. So thank you for checking in. I really appreciate that. What do I want to do today? I think I want to incorporate some glitter, maybe, or only use this. We will decide halfway through. But I'm starting with the Rise Up shade this time and use this as transition shade. The last look that I did with this eyeshadow palette was kind of grungy, so it was very dark on the lash parts and then just kind of wiggling out to lighter shades on the creases and very, very far blended down. Today I want to try to do something different. Would you try fragrances from makeup brands Kiko Milano, Flower Nose, etc.? That's quite an interesting question because just very recently I talked about this with a friend, and I know that is it Fantasy Cosmetica? I think they do like perfume oils for their releases with their collection, and she ordered them. I have no idea how they are. She has not tried them yet, I think. I don't know if I would be interested in that because when it comes to perfumes, I'm a snob. The notes had to be there, like it has to be something that is speaking to me, but I don't think that I would be happy or I don't know, lose my mind over a perfume from Kiko Milano. I'm now tapping into Beauty Chaos, which is this beautiful cool tone purple, kinda. And I go over that same area to cool it a bit down. Why did my lip oil turn white on my lips and why didn't you tell me? What's your favorite type of video to make? You don't need that, brand reviews, trash talks. Get ready with me's. Like these type of videos right now, they are my favorite ones to make because I could do them every day. I do get ready every day. I take maybe half an hour longer than I would without filming, but I just love the constant talking. But the get ready with me's are the ones that I hate to edit because I tend to ramble a lot and then I cut out quite a bit. So you know, my get ready with me's are around the 40 minute mark, sometimes longer, but actually the footage is at least double the time. So I have to cut out a lot, and it is so annoying to hear myself talking again. No, I still can't do that. But I also like the you don't need that shit videos, to be honest, because I can just very, very openly speak about things. And in general, I think everything where I can comment something, where I can incorporate also your opinions, like the Controversy Friday that I started. These are videos that I have the most fun with. The brand reviews, to be honest, I enjoy them. They are nice, but I don't know, they don't go so well. I feel like they are not very popular on your side, even though the comments say something different. But, you know, I will keep them up and I will keep them doing as long as I feel motivated to do so. So I don't know if you've seen it yet, but the next one is going to be Tom Ford. So I'm still missing some items because I ordered the winter collection, you know, the 2 new highlighters and the quad. And I want to incorporate these in the video, so we will see how that is going. Trash talks are very easy because, you know, I have a bin of empty shit and then I just have to show it and say something about it. It's like not a big deal. Let's now use the shade Strong AF. That one actually was not as strong in the swatches. I was a bit disappointed because usually I love these marble shades. But I use this now on the outer area, basically. Nice silvery tone with a blackened base. Not black base, a blackened base, I would say. Would you rather have to do only the same makeup look for the next 10 years or have to keep your hair the same color and style for the next 10 years? Easy, the hair. I can probably live with this blonde or purpley leaning grayish white hair, whatever this color is, for the next 10 to 20 years. But if somebody would say you have to do the same makeup look now for the next 10 years, I would say no, thank you. I'm opting out here. Makeup is my way of creative expression of feelings. I don't know if that makes any sense, but It's just what I feel. I want to incorporate the stand-up shade. Even though this is warm, I think this could work with this look. Do you have siblings? Actually, yes. I have 2 half brothers from the first marriage of my dad, but I don't have contact with them. What step in your makeup routine do you enjoy the most and the least? Like the most, obviously, eyeshadow. What the question? Yeah, eyeshadow is my favorite. Followed very close, actually, by a, I think, very underrated step, highlighter. I love applying highlighter because I feel like this changes everything. And depending on the highlighter that I'm wearing that day, my look can turn from an 8 out of 10 to a 12 out of 10 just by highlighter. And very recently, oh, sorry for the noise, very recently, brow bone highlight. I know it sounds super weird, but I never used to do brow bone highlighter, but now for some reason I started doing that because of, I don't know what video it was, and now I can't stop and I have to do brow bone highlight. And I love how a good brow bone highlight is just transforming the look. And which one do I enjoy the least? Surprisingly, mascara and brows. I love what mascara and brows do to the face and how they change the whole appearance, but I hate the particular step. It's so annoying. Like with mascara, it's probably my fault because I'm a bougie bitch, and that means I do apply at least 4 different mascaras because I will never be satisfied with only one. And brows, I don't know, it's just so annoying because I have no brows. Like, you see that? This is my brow. They're like invisible for me. So maybe that's why I don't enjoy it that much. All my brushes are dirty, so I have to use the small one that I got for free, with the Chanel Supplemage foundation. Why do I love about that? Because that foundation is like 150 euros, so this brush is not for free. Like, I paid 150 euros for the do. We actually do not have a lot of questions, which is not a bad thing at all. But I felt like the serious topics, they just came later, but I also have to rush a bit. So, for foundation, I'm using today the Very Valentino one. The only downside is that this shade in particular is a bit yellow, as you can tell. But it kind of matches when we're done with blush and stuff. Oh, I hate lips. I don't know what it is. I hate applying lipstick, lip liner, lip gloss. I just hate it. Can we expect any drugstore content? The short answer is no. The long answer is I just am not into drugstore. I think this is an age thing in my opinion. Not that nobody that is older than 15 uses drugstore, like, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of beautiful, wonderful, mature drugstore content creators, but it's just not for me. It's not what I want in makeup. It's not what I look forward to, and it actually took me quite a while to understand that. So to answer your question, I will never do drugstore content. I do have drugstore items, don't get me wrong. I have 3 of the e.l.f. putty primers still in my backup because I love them. I do have e.l.f. brow things, and is Kryolan drugstore? No, not so much. It's more professional, but no, drugstore is not for me. Does your husband in the meantime know what you're doing here? He knew it all the time, but he does not know my name. And he still doesn't know my name because I said to him, I will tell you my username when I reach 1,000 followers on Instagram, which I didn't. I'm like, I think at 960 or so. And once I hit that goal, I will tell him, but I haven't hit that goal, so I won't tell him. But before we finish the eyes, I want to introduce you to another cat. So you ask for cats, and this is Edgar. He's a very big boy. He's half a European Shorthair and a Maine Coon, but I think the European Shorthair is more prominent in his fur. But he has the character of a Maine Coon. He's a very stubborn cat, you little fuck. He always sits outside and scratches the door, and it's just like, he's not as cuddly as the small one, as Potat is. You see, he does not want to be near. Say hello, Edgar. Say hello to the camera. Say hello. Can you please look at the camera for the thumbnail? That would be awesome, Edgar. That would be awesome. He's 4.5 years old, and we got him when he was nearly 1. We rescued him from not rescue, but he was not very well with the owner he was at before because he didn't like the other 2 cats there, and now I'm full of fur. It was a great idea to hold him before I powder my face because I have fur now sticking to my foundation. So I'm tapping now into Nirvana again with one of the dense blending, or like, yeah, it's blending smudging brush. And I smudge that along the lower lash line. But I'm leaving a bit of the inner part bare. By the way, it has been now nearly a week since I ordered the Freddy, or like the Nightmare on Elm Street collection from Glamlite, and nothing has shipped yet. Because they are still shipping out the Jason Voorhees collection, like Friday the 13th. And I'm like, how unorganized are you? This is a bit ridiculous. So I'm tapping into Beauty Chaos again with a more flimsy but still kind of dense pencil brush, and that shade I start blending in the inner part, and then I go outwards underneath the dark shade. Favorite food? Easy. Sushi. I love sushi. My husband this week was on the concert, and it's not my type of music. He was there with a friend, and I was like, you know what, when you are at that concert that day, that evening, I will spend a ridiculous amount of money on sushi, and I will eat that. And then I will play PlayStation, and I will just sit on the couch and die in the sushi coma. I spent 130 euro on sushi. Of course, I was not able to finish it, so I ate like the whole next day from that, and I still crave sushi. I don't know what it is. I love sushi. It's my favorite food ever. But next to that is original carbonara, and I managed to do a fantastic carbonara by myself. Like, I do the noodles by myself, I do everything on my own, and I do authentic original carbonara, and it's like, it's wonderful. The only thing that I cannot get here nearby is original guanciale, so I have to buy pancetta, which is good too, but guanciale is a bit better than pancetta for carbonara. Any favorite music / artist? Okay, now we're talking serious. Okay, my taste of music is all over the place. I am the person that has the most ridiculous playlist because I just listen to nearly everything. But I also do have obsessions. Like, when I discover a certain artist, I will obsess over their music. I will only listen to their music. I will do dedicated playlists for them. I will learn every single word of their songs. So I am also planning to go on concerts, which I never do. But this is what I mean. I obsess over that. One of those bands that I'm currently very obsessing over is Bad Omens. And I hope you know them because they're great. And I want to touch Noah Sebastian because here in Germany, when he hypes the crowd up, he goes into the pit. So Bad Omens are doing metalcore. Yeah, that's their music style. Metalcore, deathcore a bit. They're very mixed up because Noah Sebastian has such a special voice. He is extremely talented, like one of the most talented musicians of our time. The other one is, by the way, the complete opposite in music. And I really hope that you know him, or that after this video you are going to check him out. Ren. Ren is a British artist. Ren is doing music since years now. Like, I never knew him before. I just recently discovered him thanks to TikTok, actually. And Ren is one of the most talented, outstandingly creative musicians I've ever seen in my life. First of all, his vocal range is absolutely amazing. And he can literally do everything. Most of his songs are more rap, but he can also sing. He plays guitar, piano, saxophone, I think, and something else. He used to be at a label. He was signed to Sony Music, but they cut him off because he got ill 10 years ago. He had undiagnosed Lyme borreliosis, I think it's in English. And since this was undiagnosed, he suffered from depression, from all of those side effects. And a lot of his music is about this, about the experience, about how he was treated by doctors, about how he suffered from that half of his life. He's the same age as me. Imagine just being sick for half of your life. And he just recently brought out a complete album that's called Sick Boy, and he managed to be top 1 in the UK charts after release, which is, I was so happy for that. And just, okay, oh my god, I do have goosebumps already. And I have to try not to cry, because his songs, they're deep. Like, they will completely beat the shit out of you because they are unexpected. The first song that I ever heard from Ren was the song Violet's Tale. And if you cannot imagine what exactly storytelling is, listen to Ren's songs. He knows storytelling because every song he does tells a story, and the story will hurt you a lot. And for example, Violet's Tale is the end of, I think, a whole 3-song story. Like the complete story is split up in different songs. And just the way he expresses everything, the way his videos are live, like he's singing and acting live in the videos, and that's the end version of it. Like Violet's Tale is just, it's a story about a girl who was beaten and mistreated by her family, moved out at 16, and then got to know the same person as boy, and like her father, and how she went through this. It's like a 3-minute song, but it's so deep. Just the way he connects the beginning of the song with the ending of the song is so mind-blowing. When I heard it the first time, oh my god. When I heard it the first time, I was shocked. Like, I sat on the couch, was unable to talk. I am very passionate when it comes to music, and I either live music or I don't. And please don't be afraid, I will not cry in front of camera and put an apology upline. Like, no. Upline online. But music always makes me cry, and I have such strong feelings towards music. And especially like the Ren songs, and now it's ruining my makeup. The way Ren uses words in his songs and paints pictures and is just slapping you with the truth is borderline offensive, but it just has to be done. And for example, with Violet's Tale, he has a beginning of the song and he connects that whole song through to the ending, where he just like finishes the story. Like the song, for example, it starts with London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. And the whole song ends with that same text line, but ends with, what's the ending exactly? London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington just lost the fight to stay alive. Woohoo! I'm sorry. And if you really want to explore Ren, I highly suggest checking out the song Hi Ren. If you are anywhere in a situation of mental health issues and this inner struggle of demons, Ren was able to capture this battle in a song where he talks to himself. He talks to his depression self, to his demon. And that demon talks back to the healthy Ren. And whenever I hear the song Ren, there is this one line in the end that just gets me, because he talks about this kind of a battle between angels and demons, like let's say like that, the god and devil, something in that kind of region. And there is the good, like the light that sings the song at the end, and then he has this ending part where he sings and I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that they hear when they loosen the noose of the rope. It took me 5 times now to say it. Props to the setting powder, by the way. Yeah, so if you want to feel really, really bad, and if you want to have your day fucked up, I highly recommend listen to Ren. His newest song is called Money Game. It's also a song that has different parts, and this is now part 3. And in Money Game, he basically just tells the story of a boy named Jimmy. And again, this song is so fucking clever. He starts the song, "Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy, 1 year old, and his first words were mine, mine, gimme." And then in another part of the video, he basically is like, he's going through this whole life of Jimmy and the money and like how greedy people are. Before the song ends, it goes, again, "Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy, 40-year-old, and he cursed the words mine, mine, gimme." Such clever music. I will stop talking about music now, but to answer your question, yes, I do have current favorite artists, and I do have current favorite music, which is Ren and Bad Omens. And in general, I am a big fan actually of Hans Zimmer. I was to a concert of Hans Zimmer last year in Vienna. It was amazing. I cried the whole 2.5 hours. Because his music is just so touching, and even playing it on piano by myself makes me every time cry. I am one of those people, I am too emotional with music. Like, I get fucked up by music so fast. But you know what? I will not cut that out, because this is what I am. I am that person that cries when there's music. I am that person, and I don't fucking care. I will sit in my car, can't see anything while I drive because I have to cry. I don't care. Crying is healthy. Crying is not a sign of weakness. Maybe not while getting ready, because we ruin our beautiful styles, but just in general. I'm also that person that cries when a TV character dies or a book. I will sob like really ugly. So back to a makeup related question. How do you find indie jams? In the beginning, I have to admit, I fully trusted online reviews. If you want to get into indie makeup, and I know I criticize that creator a lot, but the queen, in my opinion, of indie brands is Angelica Nyquist. She is so good at putting together colors and giving thorough reviews. And I just very recently realized that she can be critical, but it's not my type of criticism that she does. It's a very soft one. For example, she reviewed the new Oden's Eye collection, and she had critique. She said, yeah, I think the last year's collection is better, and that's my thoughts too, actually. Props for saying that out loud, because there are other creators who wouldn't, because they give her money and she collabed with them. But I think her recommendations are really good. I also like the recommendations from Batty Jean. I don't like her voice, I don't like her talking, but she also is really good at makeup. And when I started getting into indie brands, I basically trusted those people with their reviews, and then I bought. And the more indie you have, like from different brands, let's say pick out 4 brands, buy a small palette from each brand. You will very, very fast realize how similar formulations are and what you like and what not. And then you can already sense, just from looking at pictures, what kind of formulation that is. So for example, just by looking at a Adept Cosmetics picture palette, like the picture of a palette, I can tell what formulation is in there from Adept Cosmetics. You can sense the crumbles on picture once you have felt them, and then you know just how they are. And the thing with indie is they tend to be quite expensive, since most of the time when they're real indie, they do everything by themselves. And I think, like I said, real indie, because In my personal opinion, indie brand is not indie brand. There are indie brands like Cleona that do things by themselves, and then there are indie brands like Odin's Eye. They only have a single person that runs the company, but the stuff is private labeled. Private labeled means they buy the formulations from somebody else. They did not develop it. But in general, I think when you once have tried, let's say, at least 3 different indie brands and their palettes, you are able to see them because 80% of indie brands is private labeled. And last but not least, no, not last, this is the second to last question. Do you ever regret spending so much money on makeup? I think this is a very interesting question. And I say, what do I say? I don't want to say yes to this question, but no would be a lie. So let me explain. I regret spending money for makeup that I ended up hating and that I could have avoided. I regret that I did not do research earlier and that I basically did not ask myself what is actually my own taste, because I used to blind buy so many makeup because creators recommended it, even though I was not fully aware of the creator's taste. The whole point of this beauty YouTube community, of course, is that someone else is buying that shit, so you don't have to, and is testing that, and then you can decide, okay, do I want to have that too now that I've seen a demo? The problem is, in my opinion, that a lot of creators nowadays are lying. It's all about money. It's all about getting a brand's attention. First of all, let me promise you, I will never do that. If I ever do, please, you're invited to Germany and then you can come to my house and slap my face with a dead fish. My goal is to stay true to myself and always be honest. So it took me way too long to realize that for social media and for certain creators. So I do regret spending so much money on makeup from creators that are not, or like from recommendations of creators that are not trustworthy. And the last question is actually not from Instagram. This is a question I got underneath a YouTube video. And the question was, why did you decide to do English content and not German? And the answer to this is quite simple. The people I can reach. When I do German content, I can reach Germany, Austria, Switzerland, maybe Denmark a bit, maybe a bit Netherlands, maybe a bit of the Nordic, Scandinavia region, because a lot of them do speak German. I don't know if they watch German YouTube, but they do speak it at least. And that's it. But with English, I reach so many more people. That's the main reason. I just want to reach more people. Of course, I want to grow. Like, it's not that I say that's impossible to grow as a German YouTuber. Definitely. Like, there are names in the German beauty scene that are inactive now that had millions of followers and made so much money that they can now happily retire. But I just want to reach more people. I think just the beauty community is so international. I didn't want to focus on just my area of the world. So make sure that you follow me on Instagram, because usually I pull up those question stickers over there and then you can participate in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, to check it out, and info box, there are all the fun links and shit. And I hope you stay here, and I will see you in the next one.